Hi, welcome to tutorial number 5 in this lecture series on syllogisms. In this tutorial, we'll learn how to deal with possibility type conclusions. So this is one type that actually scares a lot of students. But believe me, this is very similar to what we were doing with negative conclusions. So if you could follow negative conclusions, you would find absolutely no problems with possibility type conclusions as well. So let's proceed and see how we deal with them. That's your question. Let's go to the statements and see how we draw the minimum overlap diagram. 1. All cats are rats. So let's draw cats first. And now the rats. Okay. 2. Some jets are mats. So this is jets and these are mats. Number 3. No rats are jets. So let's draw something like this. This shows that rats and jets are disjoint sets and they cannot overlap. Number 4. All mats are figs. So let's draw figs like this. So that's the minimum overlap diagram. Let's go to the conclusions now. Number 1. No jets are cats. We can see here that rats and jets are disjoint sets and cats is a part of rats only. It means that all of cats is included within rats only. So we can see that cats and jets would also be disjoint sets. It means that they also cannot overlap. So this statement is true. It follows. Number 2. No cats are mats. So in the figure, we can see that cats and mats are not overlapping. So we have to look at the possibility if they can overlap. So let's try extending mats. There are two conditions on mats. One, that they have to overlap with jets, and two, that they have to be a part of figs. You don't need to go to the statements to look at this. This should be visible to you from the figure. This should be very apparent from the figure. So we can do anything with the set of mats as long as we don't violate these two conditions. So look at this. We did not violate any of the conditions. Jets and mats still overlap and we can see that all of mats is still contained within figs. So no violation because of this change. But this tells us that cats can be mats. It's possible. You can see the possible overlap here. So this conclusion is false. It does not follow. I hope that's understood. Now look at the third conclusion. So this is the first possibility type of conclusion that we are handling. It says some cats being figs is a possibility. Now is that difficult for us? The figure that's there on your screen is sufficient to answer this question. You can already see in this figure that some cats are shown to be figs. So yes, that's a possibility. So it works like this. When you deal with negative statements, you try and manipulate the figure to look at all the possibilities. Here also, you're looking at all the possibilities only. So there is basically nothing different in these statements from the negative statements. Just read the statement carefully and see if the condition mentioned in the statement is possible. The way it is here. Some cats being figs, yes, a possibility. So this conclusion follows. So nothing new. Conclusion 4. All rats being mats is a possibility. This again is very similar. You can see that mats and rats are still overlapping in the given figure. Now I did not take the figure back to its original position because conclusions 2, 3 and 4 are very closely related. You can already see from this figure that some rats may overlap mats. But here it's asking if all the rats can be mats. Now what do you think? It should be visible to you from this figure itself. If we further enlarge the set of mats and figs, it can be made possible. Yes, look at this extension. We still don't violate any condition. All of mats is still contained within figs. So that's possible. So we can see that conclusion 4 follows. I hope that's easy to understand. In fact, another way of looking at it would be that if you had visualized this figure in the beginning, conclusions 2, 3 and 4 could have been answered very easily. We can see that 2 can be negated through it and 3 and 4 can be seen to be following. But yes, remember the basic rule. These extended figures are to be drawn just in your mind and nowhere else. You just need one figure, the minimum overlap Venn diagram. That's it. So the answer to this question would be option C. 1, 3 and 4 follow. Let's go to our next example now. That's your question. Let's go to the statements and draw the minimum overlap diagram. All locks are doors. So let's draw locks and now doors. 2. All doors are bags. So let's draw bags now. 3. No tickets are doors. So let's draw tickets and make something like this, since doors and tickets are disjoint sets. 4. All tickets are keys. So let's draw keys around tickets. Okay, so that's the figure. Let's go to the conclusions now. Some locks are not tickets. So it can be seen very easily from the figure that no locks can be tickets. Doors and tickets cannot overlap, and locks are contained within doors. So no locks can be tickets. So that's true, that follows. Number 2. All locks being keys is a possibility. What is the restriction on keys if you want to extend it? None. The only thing is that all the tickets have to be contained within keys. So we can extend keys to any extent without violating the condition. So it can be easily seen, it can be visualized very easily that locks can be contained within keys. Let's do something like this. No problems at all. So all locks being keys is possible. So conclusion number 2 follows. Alright, number 3. All bags being keys is a possibility. Now it did not bring the figure back to its original position because again this is very closely related to conclusion 2. If we extend the sets of keys slightly further, it can include all bags as well. Something like this. So the way it can surround all the locks, it can surround all the bags as well. It's very easy to see here. So all bags being keys is possible. So that follows. Conclusion 4 is exactly the opposite. It says all keys being bags is a possibility. So let's bring the figure back to its original position, because in this case we'll need to extend the set of bags. What is the condition on bags? Nothing major. It just needs to contain all the doors. So keeping the doors intact, we can extend the set of bags. Look at this. So now all the keys are contained within bags. So this is also possible. All keys can be bags. So conclusion 4 also follows. So the answer in this case would be option D. All the conclusions follow. I hope you can follow this quite easily. Now let's go to the last example for the day. This is your question. Look at the statements now. 1. Some jugs are mugs. So these are jugs and that's mugs. 2. At least some mugs are plates. So that's same as saying some mugs are plates. So mugs are already there. Let's draw plates. Number 3. All plates are forks. So let's draw forks now. Number 4. All forks are spoons. So let's draw spoons surrounding forks. So that's the figure. Look at the conclusions now. Some plates not being spoons is a possibility. Now we can see from the figure that all the plates are contained within forks and all the forks are contained within spoons. So it means that plates has to be a part of spoons all the time. So we cannot manipulate this figure in a way that even a small part of plates goes outside spoons. So this is not possible. It does not follow. Look at 2 now. Some forks which are not plates are mugs. Now this is an interesting one. We can see from the figure that all the forks that are overlapping with mugs are plates as well. But is it really necessary? No, it's not. Look at this new figure. So there can be indeed some forks which are not plates but are mugs. Look at this region. But this is just a possibility. It's not necessarily true. So though this is possible, the conclusion does not follow because it is not always true. Hope you understand the difference. Now let's bring the figure back to its original position. Look at conclusion 3 now. All jugs being spoons is a possibility. It's a simple one. If we extend the set of spoons, all jugs can easily be a part of spoons. Look at this. We do not violate anything and jugs become a part of spoons. So this follows. And the final conclusion now. Number 4. Some spoons, which are not forks, being mugs is a possibility. Let's first bring the figure back to its original position. We can see in the figure that all the spoons that are overlapping with mugs are forks as well. But is it really necessary? No, we can draw it like this as well. So all the forks are still a part of spoons. But now there are some spoons that are mugs but that are not forks. Look at this region, the marked one. So it's definitely possible. There can be some spoons which are not forks but which are mugs. So this is possible. The conclusion follows. So conclusion 4 was very similar to conclusion 2. The only difference was that in conclusion 4 we were asked if this is possible. So the answer becomes yes, it's possible. You would probably have realized after going through this example that it's vital to draw correct and accurate Venn diagrams. Had our minimum overlap diagram not been accurate, we could have messed up conclusions 2 and 4. So the answer to this one becomes option E, none of these, since we do not have an option which says only 3 and 4 follow. Alright, so this is it for today. I hope you could understand it very easily. In the next tutorial, I'll deal with another very important question type, one that generally confuses the students, the questions involving either or. Again, that's not very difficult to follow if you can understand the two basic conditions under which it happens. So we'll discuss it next time. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.